just had a word with to someone downstairs who asked me how I was. It's rather interesting that he knows who Sue Wagstaff is at St Mary's House, but then my lovely lady friend, who's a witness to my council accommodation terrorism, she, if Juliet, if you're watching this, sorry, I would be interested to know if your sister. It's funny, there's always one person who goes on and then goes off. Yeah, well, we know what's, my live streams are under attack. But the man downstairs that I just spoke to, he was there with the group of other homeless people. He's very well spoken. He's a bit like Chris, who knows all about the local Freemasons and everything, and the lodges and whatnot. I should have asked that man his name, but the fact that he knows who Sue Wagstaff is, and he said that she helped him. I recorded her and the social worker offering me a 1-bedroom flat, which I never got. But I'm wondering if he's more than just, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, And it just makes you wonder, because Juliet's sister knows about a group of men in Eastbourne, and I've wondered about Chris, because Chris knows Mark and a group of sort of homeless and vulnerable people. I wonder if it's possible to get people who pretend to be homeless in the club. Just saying. I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, I just wonder, because I worked with a Freemason, and he told my mother told me what he said to her in her kitchen, that he wanted to impregnate me. Yeah, he's a dirty little so-and-so. He liked hanging around us teenage girls. And one of the boys said, tell someone if you don't like what he says. We were working on the children's rides and stuff. And I didn't know what a Freemason was. Well, it just makes you wonder, doesn't it? When you're in a town that's got a stronghold of Freemasonry, and even a man who worked at the library said to me, in the downstairs part of the library, he used to lock up. He actually said to me, do you think the Illuminati is in Eastbourne? Well, there was actually a photograph. I've seen, you see it everywhere, but a photograph in a photography shop with a picture of a little girl doing the I won't do it, but that hand gesture, the Diablo hand gesture. But it just makes you wonder. You've got to have your wits about you. Excuse me. And no, the man downstairs that I just spoke to, he was telling me to look out for a man who's wanting to take over from Caroline Ansell. I'm going to look him up. He didn't give me his name. He just said, I don't know about politics, but whoever's ear you've got, but he told me which party he works for, so I'm going to look that up. Might be an idea to carry this with me. But yeah, so I just wanted to. But that man, I was just telling him that girl that was going, if you go to prison, you'll get the help you need. She was the one who. I've got to be so careful what I say, but it's already obvious. Dan Saxby was happy to help her, but Dan Saxby, because she said she's been to prison. But Dan Saxby rang the out-of-hours emergency housing in 2018 when I'd been reported missing in the local Herald. Yes, this is why I think, an Angela Power Disney told me to stop effing hounding people just because I asked one person on Facebook about sharing the Herald article. Yeah. Nice people. So this lady that this vile girl that they've invited in, and yet Dan Saxby said in 2018 he spoke to the out-of-hours emergency housing, and at the Eastbourne Borough Council this is, and they said no, and that was the emergency housing. He said, I've got a vulnerable girl. No. So what did I do? I went and slept on the edge of Beachy Head, feeling suicidal. I went and slept on our world famous suicide spot. Homeless, suicidal. I slept rough, suicidal on the edge with a duvet. He said, at least it's not cold. Oh, because we had a heat wave. And I had been reported missing in the local Herald just a couple of months earlier, and I had been dragged backwards in handcuffs by PC Curtis, who later verbally abused me, and PC Arthur Deviney. Back to the psychiatric unit, the torture chamber where the Ministry of Defence shoved John Alexander Patterson in there. And I met him a year later. So, yeah. I don't accept help from anyone, though, do I, Angela Power Disney? No. And if you think that I'm going to plead guilty to what the police did to me and I've reported that solicitor to the SRA, notice of fine. Assault by beating an emergency worker. What, during a welfare check? This is after I've had my phone calls to the 101 call handlers terminated. How many of those have I got recorded? I was self-funding a hotel for my safety. I'd been for hours on the phone to the local government ombudsman and a social worker. And Dan Saxby had said to me, go to the local government ombudsman for compensation, because lots of people are being detained in police cells as homeless. I went to the police desk to say I would be returning with this lovely lady. And they put me through 24 hours of non-stop torture. I was praying so hard in that Serco truck. They dragged me in handcuffs into the Serco truck. I'd even said, they threatened me. I said, I'm not leaving here until I have my socks and trainers. They'd already they said that they put me down as refusing my rights. Who in their right mind refuses to have their rights? This is for going to say that I would be returning with my lovely lady friend. One of the most corrupt police forces, Sussex Police, asked John Patterson. And yeah, so toilet paper, food, water, all these basic amenities, switching off the intercom, terrifying me. This is what they like to do. This is how this is where they get their training, the Tavistock Institute of Human Relations. The Committee of 300, what John Patterson was speaking about. That's where our police and social workers get their training. And they use those very annoying phrases. You can't get help with trauma because they use trauma to control us. I had my handcuffs on and I said, they said, take your shoes off. I said, how can I take my shoes off? I said, I want to untie my shoelaces. Bryony, if you don't, and these stupid girls posing as police officers, said, if you don't take them off, we'll throw you to the ground. I said, I want to untie my shoelaces, please. How can I untie my shoelaces? Houdini couldn't untie his shoelaces with his hands cuffed behind his back. Oh, and he was a Freemason. Magic. Not even that could do that for you. So they ended up having to take my shoes off for me. But when I wanted my shoes the next day, these two idiots, including a sergeant, who felt so sorry for me last time, I said, I need my I'm not leaving here without my shoes on. Do you want another night in the cell? I said, you put me in here for it. Go on then. If you want to put me back in here, people are going to wonder, where is Bryony though? So they dragged me in handcuffs, barefoot all the way. They still got the clothes they tore off me from the 21st of October 2020 regarding this. They've still got the clothes that they took off my body. They threw me to the cell floor. I was taken to Meadowfield and then taken to that dangerous accommodation where my life has been put in danger. These fines that they wanted me to pay the victims, even though PC Soper O'Diddums, the solicitor that I reported to the SRA, said I acted in self-defence. But she said, get yourself a housing officer, plead guilty to the crime and you'll get a probation officer to help you with housing. Well, I've even heard from criminals you still won't get help with housing. And where does it say? No, this isn't it. That's the letter for the... oh, yes. Note, this is on date 8th of October, 24 hours after I had gone into the police desk to say that I would be returning with Juliet, my witness friend. 24 hours later, £440 is no longer due as you have already spent time in custody on these matters. No court papers. Bruised again, assaulted once again by PC Soper, and they've still got my clothes that they tore off my body. They did that to a victim of attempted rape. Most women are not even reporting rape anymore because they're too afraid, and I can laugh that off. You think I'm going to laugh this off, though, for the trauma they've put me through? And don't you think that Juliet is... Sorry, I'm trying not to say it. But I'm not going to say it, but you really are sad, pathetic, cowardly individuals, and you'll be knocking on that door and our Saviour will be saying, go, for I never knew you. You think that preaching the Bible, and you think, do you? What nasty, wicked people that you are. There are people out there thinking they're doing so much good, preaching the Bible, they're going to get a nasty shock. Our Saviour will say, go, for I never knew you. So yes, that is what I received. I'm going to play this hand. I play them at their own hand then. That's what you have to do.